Okay, everyone, let's do card number 7. Card number 7 is going to be nice and easy, and it has a little surprise on the inside, so you'll be able to learn how to make a pop-up card. So the front, this looks familiar, correct? All right. Let's go ahead and get started on this nice, easy card with a fun surprise on the inside. So we need our base piece, and it is going to be the 5.5 by 8.5, like we have been doing, folded in half. All right. The next piece, you're going to need a piece of basic white. And that's going to be 5 1/4 by 4. So 4 by 5 1/4. You need 2 pieces of designer series paper at 1 7/8 by 5. And we're actually going to cut this in half at 2.5. That's going to give us our 4 pieces. So you can see my other side of my paper. Then you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 3 3/4 by 2.5. And a piece of basic white. A piece of basic white at 3.5 by 2 1/4. All right, we also need a couple pieces of scraps, one for our umbrella and another one for our boots. So you're going to want to stamp your boots and cut them out. So those are going to be all of the pieces that you need. Don't forget your black Memento ink. And you're also going to need either your Just Jade marker or your Just Jade stamp pad. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on this card. So the first part is, let's do this background piece. So that's going to take our piece that is 5 1/4 by 4. And our 2 pieces that are 1 7/8 by 5. And we're going to cut those right in half. So that's going to be at 2.5. So cut those at 2.5. All right. So there is that. And now we are going to just take these pieces and you're going to just lay them on there, whatever order you want them in. So there we go. So we've got those laying on there. Now let's go ahead and adhere them. Okay. And our last one. So it kind of looks like a little window. And now we can attach this to our card base. So let's take our basic white piece that is 3 1/2 by 2 1/4, and I am going to stamp my boots just for placement. Because remember, we're going to cut those out and we're going to do a paper piecing, but I want to do it just for a placement because we're also going to take the cute little flowers that's in that stamp set and we're going to place those right over the boots. Okay, so now we're going to take our markers and we're going to just color in those flowers. We're going to color in the leaves. And then this little space that's in between the boots and the flowers, just color that green. That way it looks like it's kind of all filled in. Okay, next is cutting out our boots. So we've got the boots cut out and they're going to go right over there. But at this point, I am going to stamp my words just because if I mess up on my stamping, then I don't have to recut my boots. So let's stamp our words. Showered with love. We're going to stamp the umbrella handle. This way we can see our placement and we can kind of see how everything is going to go. And next is taking our 2 dimensionals, just like we did in the last video. Stacking them on top of each other. Getting our glue dots. Putting it on each side of the umbrella. Picking the glue dot up. And now I'm just going to place that umbrella right over the umbrella handle. That way it raises it up nice and tall. And then I'm going to put my umbrella down. And that gives it that nice, cute little curve. Let's take our tape runner, add our boots. And now we're going to add this piece to our cardstock. And again, this cardstock is 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. And we're just going to add that. I'm going to add a couple dimensionals on the back, not stacked. Just right around the corners. And bring our card front in. And I am going to add that piece with the dimensionals. And there we go. Now you can also take your little jewels that you have, our little enamel dots. And I think I'm going to take a pink one. And I'm going to add that to the middle of that flower. There we go. Cute. So there's the front of the card done. Super, super easy. So now let's get ready to do the pop-up part of the card. Okay, so we're going to move that out of the way. Next, you're going to need a piece of basic white. And we are going to cut this piece at 5 1/8 by 8. So 5 1/8 by 8. I know my paper is 8 1/2 wide, so I'm going to take off just a 1/2 inch. There we go. Okay, so again, this piece is 5 1/8 by 8. You can either score it at 4 or you can just fold it in half. Now, you can make the inside of this card as complicated as you want or as simple as you want. So I am going to make this one with just one little pop-up piece. So showing in here, without any of the decorations, that's one pop-up piece. And here it is with a decoration. So let's go ahead and learn how to make this. Now, do you notice on this one, my piece is a little wider. This one, it's a little narrower. That's okay. I promise you, it's okay. So what I do is you can actually take your measurements, and if you are OCD and you need it to be an exact amount, spacing, use your paper trimmer and measure out. On the other hand, I am not that OCD. I don't even think you notice it, so therefore, I'm not going to do anything when it comes to the measuring. I just know that I want it to be maybe this far down. So maybe an inch from the top. If you want it to be a little bit more, go down a little further. And you're going to cut a slice. This slice can be, right now, I am at about 3/4 of an inch. And I'm good with that one. The only thing you need to do is make for sure that your second slice is as long as this first cut, this first slice. So I'm going to make it to where it's about a 1/2 inch wide. Let me put a piece of paper down so you guys can kind of see, make it a little easier. So there's my first cut. You can see that one. I'm going to go down about a 1/2 inch, and I'm going to make that same size cut. So those are pretty close together. Can you guys see them? Now what I'll do is I'm going to fold it forward. I'm going to flip it and I'm going to fold it back. So forward and back. And then I'm going to open up my card and I want to flip it in and fold it again. So it kind of looks like a smiley face without and missing a tooth. So let's try that one more time. So again, I'm going to go down about 1 1/4 inches, looks like maybe. Make a slice. I'm going to go over about a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to make another slice. The same, as close to the same length as the first slice. Fold it up. Fold it down. And then stick it through the middle, which there's your pop-up, and re-close your card. So that's going to be the inside of your card. So now, you're going to take this piece. I open up my card. Let's try this again. Okay, so there's the front of my card. We're going to open it up, and I am going to put this piece up as close to that edge as we can get it. So here's my sticky side where I've added some adhesive. This is where I want it to lay. And I'm going to close my card. And that's that first side attached. Now I'm going to close this piece. Add some adhesive. And now I can close this back side. And it is attached. And there is my pop-up piece. So now we can take our little umbrella. Okay, so now that we have our little pop-up piece made, we can take our umbrella. Let's attach the handle. You guys know how to do this part. And I am going to just add a little bit of adhesive, and my umbrella is going to go right there. So let's get a little bit of adhesive. Add it to the back. And attach. So there we go. Close and open. Can you see that little umbrella? And then we can also take our little boots. You can have our boots down there. And if you wanted to cut out and do another paper piecing, you sure can. I'm going to just take our little flowers and stamp our little flowers above the boots. Then we're going to color in our little wellies. And again, if you wanted to do a paper piecing part, you could. I'm just going to color this in quickly. Get my yellow. All right. And there is the inside of my card. Outside and the inside. So here it is in blue or in green. Super cute. Let's get ready for card number 8 with another pop-up on the inside. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.